G'day, it's Telfo and welcome to the 2017 Sidchrome project car. This year, Sidchrome have joined forces with the Team 18 V8 supercar crew, and they're going to turn this 69 Mustang barn find into a show and go masterpiece. Right, I'm here with Mark Grange from Team 18. G'day, Mark.
How are you?
Pretty good. Mate, tell us a bit about this Mustang and where it's come from.
Well, I believe it's a San Francisco found car, 351 FMX 9-inch. Last we heard it's been garaged for 20 years. So a bit of a special find really for the project, and we're quite happy to have it, and gives us a good platform to start with.
But lots of cool details in these cars. Back then, in '69, Ford offered a GT Mustang, Mach 1 Mustang, Shelby Mustangs, and Boss Mustangs. This is a Mach 1, which means it gets lots of cool fruit, like the hood scoop, very cool chrome fuel filler, cool wheels, stripes, bonnet pins, all the bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles.
Super cool car.
Yep. And the interior is still pretty good on it. You know, we're happy with what we got. We're just working on a few options for the build yet, so a little ways to go there. How
are you going to balance a racing program out with building this car?
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys there from the crew that are going to spend some time, a lot of expertise there in those guys, especially with fabrication if we need to do anything like that. So, yeah.
Well, we'll look forward to screaming down Conrod Straight this thing towards the end of the year, maybe.
Yeah, well, I've got grey hair now, so it'll be a lot greyer by the end of this, I think, yeah.
We're down here at Team 18. This is day one of the project. I'm here with Luke King. Luke, tell us before we get stuck into this car, what's your job here and what do you normally do when you're not building Mustangs?
When I'm not building Mustangs, usually I'm an intern here, so I've just started this year, so it's really exciting for me. To have the Mustang come up was just an awesome opportunity I couldn't miss.
Yep, so we've got to pull this car apart, we've got to do it fast, we've got to get it to the blasters because we don't know what's under that paint, how bad the rust is. And we're on a timeline here, we've got to finish this car by September. So you guys are under the pump, but at the same time, you've got to be fairly careful when you're pulling the car to pieces.
Yeah, that's correct. Same pulling trims off, labelling everything, little brackets, making sure everything goes in a bag so we don't lose anything. So what we do is we bag and tag everything, make sure it's labelled, put it in tubs and send it upstairs. So when we need something, we know where to find it.
Well, let's get cracking. These guys are under the pump and they are hooking into it.
Absolutely, yeah. There'll be no rest. Yep. So it's weekend work and everything, so they're committed to it. They're all gung-ho about it, which is good. So today the plan is to get the doors off and bonnet panels off, etc. First thing is the engine, get that out, transmission, so we can start on those. Yep. And then the rest of the stuff, we'll just do an order list as we go, so yeah.
And even though the guys are really under the pump, they've got to be very careful when they're pulling this car apart because you don't know which bit you might need, or even the door cards, which you're not going to use. In all likelihood, you need that as a template.
Correct. Yep. So they've got to be careful. It's not just a tear apart job.
Yep.
Well, they know anyway that they've just got to pull it apart gently. Yep. Yeah. And orderly, really. Yeah.
The boys took 40 hours to strip the Mustang down to its jocks. Then it was off to the blasters, where we strip off all the old paint and see what the condition of the car really is.
My name is James. I'm the blaster here at Blast & Peen Melbourne in Keysborough. Now, I've looked at the shell before it came in. It's probably the best shell I've seen as far as rust and damage is concerned. Sandblasting is a bit of a, don't like saying it's a bit of an art, but it's not as easy as pointing a hose at something or watering daisies. A few considerations, obviously. You can't overheat the panels. You can't hit one particular area for too long. You can warp a panel, and it's pretty easy to do that. So you wouldn't want to get somebody who's never blasted anything to blast a car, especially an expensive one. So they're spending the money on it, and it's going to be a beautiful car when it's finished.
Now, our Mustang needs a tough motor, so the build was entrusted to Charlie Saliba, who has been building performance and race engines at the highest level for decades.
Charlie, why this thing is disgusting? Why is it so disgusting?
It's pretty bad, isn't it? Yeah, look, it's a lack of service, lack of oil change, and just, I guess, the age of the thing, you know, it's not something you see every day, but that's what you get.
This really isn't going to affect what we're planning to do with this motor, is it?
Not at all. We'll put it through our acid bath and pressure wash it and get it all ready for machining. We'll crack test it and make sure everything's okay.
And what parts are we going to salvage apart from the block itself?
Basically the block, crank and rods. The crankshaft will crack test and grind, keeping the same stroke as 351. So basically, as you see it there, everything minus the heads is what we'll reuse.